Hey, what's up, Plus Ultra fam? It's me, Plus Ultraman, and today we have a very special what if that I've been mulling over for a while now. Right off the bat, huge thanks to Dread Trex for his help with this script. So we've all read the thumbnail, so let's just jump in. This timeline involves us sort of mixing the Bardock special and the new continuity from Minus and the Broly movie. It changes here when Bardock is in a healing chamber, having his visions, except this time he has his vision of Kakarot and Frieza on planet Namek earlier. Now, for the sake of the story, let's assume that Bardock, like Vegeta and Nappa, knows what planet Namek is, and he can recognize this place as planet Namek. He jumps to the conclusion that Kakarot needs to be sent to planet Namek ASAP. After getting out of the tank, he races out to his home and finds Gina, informing her of exactly what he had seen and why this is going to happen. This in turn causes the same tearful Superman-like farewell that we see in Minus and the Broly movie to still happen, but instead of Earth, they set his coordinates to Namek. Though, as in the original timeline, Bardock, Gine, and the rest of the Saiyans are destroyed along with planet Vegeta, and the survivors are spread across the universe. Only one is misplaced. A little while later, Goku and his pod lands on the surface of Namek, and just so happens to land right in the middle of Elder Muri's village. He and the other Namekians aren't too keen on this disruption, but when Muri is able to see that it is a child, his heart softens, and he decides to take the boy to Grand Elder and see what he decides to do with him. Once there, I'm sure Grand Elder Guru would be completely intrigued by the rowdy child, and decides to read his mind. He's able to see memories of his mother and father saying goodbye to him, and he's able to sense the great deal of hope and faith that his father had entrusted into him. After mulling over all this information, Grand Elder Guru makes his decision. They would raise this child as one of their own and inform him of the amazing importance of his destiny, and when he was a man, they would allow him to act on it. Now in this timeline, Goku has not hit his head. This is Kakarot, true and true, and his impulse to destroy this planet is still there, and he would definitely want to act on it. But with the likes of the calm and stoic Nail there to easily dominate the toddler in power, this version of Kakarot has to quickly adapt to his new Namekian lifestyle. Now I'm certain that Kakarot could survive on Namek, namely being because there is food and water there. Namekians as a species do not need to eat a lot of food to survive. They eat a bit of solid food, but usually just drink water and subsist off of that. But we've seen Namekians grow a blue cabbage-like crop, so that means there's an abundance of food that Kakarot could have access to. Not to mention, in the anime, we've also seen some type of Namekian whale, so he could also go on hunting and do some farming here and there. Either way, I truly believe that he could survive here. The real problem for Kakarot is his behavior. He is a Saiyan, and as such wants to act like one. But at the moment, with a power level of maybe 2, I'm sure he couldn't do much against anyone on Namek. You could actually probably have some really cute scenes here where baby Kakarot could be trying to fight Nail, who just easily defeats him and forces him to sit still and meditate. And this will become their daily routine for the next few years. Now, let's skip ahead about 10 years, when Kakarot has gotten a bit older and has calmed down and really gotten used to his new Namekian lifestyle. Here, Grand Elder Guru is finally able to reveal his true destiny to the boy and opens his mind to a new myriad of possibilities, like his biological parents. Since Kakarot is not a Namekian and therefore wouldn't grow to be a full adult with mature feelings and emotions, I feel like Grand Elder Guru would create a series of tests for Kakarot. He would truly want Kakarot to tame his natural instincts of being a Saiyan, conquering and hurting things. He would want him to become peaceful. Yet at the same time, he would still want him to be a warrior, because he could be able to sense that that is Kakarot's true purpose. That will make the goal of this Kakarot, at least for right now, to become a very well-rounded person, a warrior, but a tranquil being as well. And as such, I feel like he would view Nail as a very big hero. They would probably develop kind of a older brother, little brother type of relationship. And because Goku or Kakarot in this timeline would always give Nail something to do, whether it be a meditation partner or someone just to fight with, I thought they would both enjoy their time together around this timeline. Now, because it's my personal view that I don't think that Nail has ever really trained much in his life, I'd say that he actually has a lot of potential. It's always been my view that he's probably around twice the strength of a normal warrior Namekian, and then Grand Elder Guru unlocked his hidden potential, which made him stronger, but I doubt he's ever really trained in his life. So training with Goku would actually start to make him stronger, which in turn would make Kakarot stronger. Now, let's skip ahead to about 6 years. Kakarot has grown fully, and Guru now considers him a man, and decides today is the day. He decides to give Kakarot 2 gifts. His first gift is to have his potential unlocked, which would actually make him stronger than Nail at this point, I think. And his second gift is permission to gather the Dragon Balls and bring his parents to Namek. Now more powerful than ever, Kakarot excitedly sets about collecting them, and in the Namekian language, wishes for his parents' corpses to be transported to Namek, and then wishes for his mother and father to be brought back to life. After a startling awakening and a pretty heartwarming reunion between Kakarot, Gine, and Bardock, he fills it in on what's been happening, where Bardock begins to calm down and praise his son, unable to sense how powerful he is with not having a scouter. The moments after this are spent trying to get the two older Saiyans acclimated to life on the planet. Gine, for her part, takes to it like a fish to water, but Bardock has a bit of trouble, especially with this whole peaceful life thing with the Namekians. Now, I did say this was a mixture between the Bardock special and the Broly movie, but I don't feel like Bardock truly wants a peaceful life. More so, he wants a life that he wants to live, not one under Frieza or King Vegeta's heel. But I think he would definitely enjoy sparring between Nail and Kakarot, and it definitely lifts his spirits when Kakarot teaches him how to sense energy, and he's able to see how much stronger his son has gotten, especially considering how soft-hearted and calm Kakarot is. He joins in and even tries to get Gine to try as well sometimes, which I feel like she would do with a bit more vigor, having positive Saiyans to train with instead of the negative ones she's used to. So let's skip ahead about 4 years now, and we see that Bardock has gotten a great deal stronger, along with Kakarot, Nail, and even Gine, who could probably easily defeat Raditz at the moment. And, interestingly enough, there just so happens to be a new addition to the family, Kakarot's little sister, Fava, named after one of Bardock's fallen comrades. I think she'd be extremely powerful for her age, but peculiarly would not have a very big tail, even for a baby Saiyan. And speaking of Raditz, Bardock had recently had a vision of Raditz, because he can do that in this timeline. I said that he is a mixture of the Bardock Special Bardock and the Broly movie Bardock. But he has a vision of Raditz landing on Earth in search of Kakarot, and finally decides that now is the time to assemble the Saiyans left and take on Frieza. He would then inform Kakarot of this, who would go to Guru and request to transport his brother and the rest of the surviving Saiyans onto Namek. But Guru does not grant him permission, saying he does not want his children in any further danger, and that the Saiyans would have to purge their hearts of darkness to be welcomed on Namek. Hearing this, the still impetuous Bardock decides that he would just go to Earth and get Raditz there himself. And I think that Gine, wanting to see her other baby boy, eagerly volunteers to go with her husband, and asks Kakarot to simply just look after father for them. The two would then be granted permission to use the Namekian ship, and after Goku teaches them the commands, they need to depart on the year-long journey to retrieve their son. Now, skipping ahead, once there, they find the planet in pretty poor condition, with most of its cities destroyed and green demons patrolling the skies. Though, needless to say, Bardock and Gine easily decimate them, and actually draw King Piccolo out of hiding, as the old demon can't believe the amazing power that the two share. Kami would definitely be able to feel this amazing power as well, and sensing no ill will from it, forms a plan, and shows up with King Piccolo, telling him that they should fuse together again and become stronger and defeat this foe. But this is actually a trick, and he seals him with the Mafuba, thanking the two Saiyans profusely and telling them that he was in their debt. Gine would then have to convince her husband not to kill the old Namekian, and instead ask Kami for a place to stay while they wait on Raditz. During this, Kami has Mr. Popo collect the Earth's Dragon Balls so they begin to repair the damage done to this world. Now, because a lot of you are probably pretty curious about what's been happening on Earth since Kakarot never landed here, let's elaborate what's been going on. Well, I actually imagine that Bulma would have probably died in her search for the Dragon Balls, thanks to Monster Carrot. And after this, I think the forces of Emperor Pilaf and the Red Ribbon Army would have went to war over the Dragon Balls. Now, maybe Master Roshi would step in to solve this conflict, but until it escalated to be world-threatening, I don't think he would. I imagine Krillin would still come to train with him, Yamcha would still be in the desert, and other than that, nothing would really go on for them until King Piccolo arrives. Now, here'd be something really cool. I think that Dr. Gero could make a pretty early appearance in the series here. See, without Kakarot, it could be theorized that maybe his son survives, and maybe he doesn't go down the path of wanting to destroy Son Goku. Maybe he would just want to kill King Piccolo, and I think that would put him on a lighter path than what he was usually on. So, you could see him team up with maybe Dr. Briefs to create some type of android that could take on King Piccolo. So, after Kami repairs the damage to the world, I feel like these two would still be working to make sure that Earth had a steady defense system. But other than that, that could be the last we see of Earth in this timeline, since it's not a very prominent place without Kakarot being there. 6 months later, Bardock is able to sense the key of his other son, and comes up with a very good plan. He locates where his pod will be landing and flies there, waiting for it to come into sight. Once he sees it, he flies straight up into the air and actually bare hand catches the pod, making it sound like Raditz has crashed into something. He then is able to tear the pod open, grab his son's scouter, and break it before he even utter a word. Knowing that the Scouters actually have a feed that can let somebody listen into it, Bardock knows that he needs to somehow fake his son's death, and this seems like a very good way to do so. After letting him land and filling him in on the situation, Raditz would be absolutely stunned. Not only were his father and mother alive, but they were both much stronger. And soon, he'd see that Bardock destroying his pod and pulling him along would be the best option for him. Once they arrived back at Kami's lookout, his mother would shower him in affection, and his father would gruffly push them all back into the Namekian ship, all while ignoring another of Kami's thank yous. Another 6 months of travel await this group. So back on Namek, Kakarot's training had been ramped up to an 11, now that he had the new goal of overthrowing this Frieza guy. I think his new little sister Fava would really enjoy training with her brother. It wouldn't really be training for her so much as playing. Though Nell would be pretty used to how rowdy Kakarot was as a kid and would enjoy trying to, teach the girl some real structure and maybe show her how to actually throw a punch or meditate. It'd be really cute, kind of like how Piccolo is with Pan. Now when Bardock and the others arrive, Raditz having been taught how to sense ki during the 6 months trip, he is shocked to his core at how strong his once weakling of a brother had gotten, while Bardock on the other hand would be extremely proud of Kakarot and congratulates him for attaining such power. He would then request that they get asked to gather the Dragon Balls, as Bardock's plan to attack Frieza was to wish every surviving Saiyan to their location. Nail steps in at this point and reveals that, as with Raditz, they would not be allowed to bring evil Saiyans here, so they would need to find another planet to do this on. Bardock, having calmed down a lot in his years, considers this and compromises some of them on a different planet as Nail has suggested. So Nail allows this, and within an instant the Dragon Balls will be gathered. Bardock instructs his son on what to wish for. First, revive the Saiyan known as Tora. Second, inform me of the nearest habitable planet. And third, send all living Saiyans there now. And with that, Bardock and his family disappeared from the sight of Nail and ended up on a desolate planet surrounded by 6 other Saiyans, all with confused looks on their faces. Bardock, already having considered his next move, zooms forward and destroys the Scouters of Nappa, Vegeta, and Tarble, and stands proud in front of them and smirks before calling them to attention and claiming that this was the group of Saiyans that would kill Frieza. And that, Plus Ultra fam, is where we'll be leaving this timeline off for now. So this one was originally supposed to be a what if one shot, but I'm thinking that we'll have this one go to about 4 parts. Within 4 parts I want to have this one done. So stay tuned for that, and as always, go beyond Plus Ultra. We'll see you guys next time. Also, huge thanks to my new friend Gemma. She's actually the one that drew that picture of Bardock, Gine, and Goku kind of reuniting. I gave her a very bare bones description of what I wanted, and she delivered on exactly what I asked for. Thanks so much to her. Guys, she is linked down in the description. Check her out. She's a great artist. She's helping me and Dread Trex out on his Dragon Ball Shift storyline. She's really good. She's really talented. Go check her out, please. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And thanks for watching.